now. So everyone, this will be recorded. We'll post it on YouTube afterwards. This is the main Telegram chat. For you guys that are new, just come to the top here, this pinned message. This is going to be where you can get all the services. We do have a group chat that everyone talks in. You guys can join this through this link. And then if you want the free course, just click this link right here and it'll redirect you to where you can get in on the free course. In regards to the premium services, we've got the full course membership, the signals, account management, which this week I'm going to do some updates about the account management. It hasn't been as active over the last month, so we haven't been advertising it really at all, but it's about to be back. So I'm going to do some updates on that. And then obviously the funding, the broker we use is Prosperity. So that's what we recommend. If you need help getting set up, I put together a few videos. And at any time, if you guys want to message us, you can just click this link right here. And that's how you can get in touch with us. So I'm going to go ahead and let Nick share his screen. He's going to run through hit all of his analysis, and then I'll hop on afterwards.
Perfect.
There we go.
Cool. So yeah, that's another thing. A lot of guys don't, or a lot of people don't realize that pin message is there, and there's literally everything you could ever want in that one message.
Yeah, if you want more info, just go to that message, guys. I think most people know to when they come in to go to the pinned message. Some people just don't know what to do like with anything.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I've actually noticed a lot of people too are new to Telegram entirely, where they're clicking our link and it's the first time they have to download it and such. So yeah, it's good to remind you guys, just click that and just follow it. All right, but we're going to get to some analysis here. We're going to start off with DXY like we always do. Now, we don't actually trade this. We more so use this as an indicator, kind of a gauge for the trend going into the week, because what we're looking at here is essentially the strength of the US dollar. And the dollar makes up for 80% of all trade. It's considered the reserve currency of the world. So naturally, when you see a lot of movement on DXY, you'll see a lot of other major pairs follow, especially USD pairs. So we'll use it as an indicator. We'll apply technical analysis, see what's going on, and still analyze the same way. Just kind of follow price action, see what's happening on a week-to-week basis. Okay, so we're here on the daily time frame. What we're doing here is just assessing price action and kind of determining the trend here. So we've been very bearish for a while. We recently broke this zone, this monthly, which is probably the most significant relevant zone to where price action is. So 91.5, right? We broke that. We're pushing lower, failed to push lower. We found our bottom here, confirmed a higher low, and then rallied back through the monthly. So we are definitely bullish again. This took a good amount of momentum to get through this. We confirmed a higher low and then continued to rally. So we're definitely bullish on DXY right now. And then a lot of the fundamentals are looking good as well, right? So if we just think of this in terms of, you know, what's going on in the US, it's positive. A lot of the vaccine news is surely, you know, attributing to this. You know, the economy essentially is kind of on the rebound. So we're seeing some bullishness out of DXY. So we're going to drop down now to the 4-hour and kind of see what intra-week scenarios we could see, right? Is it going to continue to rally or is it going to start to push lower again? So let's go to the 4-hour. We definitely are bullish now. So let's see where we're at. Okay, here's that monthly zone, 91.5, right? We pushed through it, tested twice, confirmed this higher low, and then rallied outside of this range and then kept pushing higher. So we are pretty extended, right? We did a nice push right now. So we did form a new 0%. Ideally, we want to see this form structure. So a pullback at this point would be nice. See the 38.2 hit, see support here at 92.4 hit, and then a reversal to follow. But this definitely could continue to just rally. You know, it could definitely keep pushing and establish a new 0% closer to this trend line and then pull back. But, you know, either way it plays out, we really, to play it safe, want to wait for, you know, structure to form 38.2. But definitely bullish on the 4-hour here. So we'll see. We got to wait and see how this moves. Either it's going to rally, it's going to pull back. And then, of course, if it completely breaks 92.4, it's looking more bearish again, right? It'll be looking to target down towards lower support levels right here, minor level at 91.95, and then back down towards our monthly. But for now, definitely looking bullish for this week. So we'll see. We'll see how early this volume starts to step in. Right? You're bullish on USD this week too?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty bullish. I mean, it's testing.
Yeah.
If we're looking at the 4 the 4 hour at that like level that it's at right now, if it starts to break that, then it's probably gonna fall into the 92.4 realistically.
Right. Right. Yeah,
So
definitely. Definitely. Absolutely.
let's see that.
So yeah, we'll see. All we can do right now is follow, but what we do know is that it's definitely bullish as long as we're above 92.4. All right. So let's now go to AU and see what's going on here. Daily time frame to start. We're going to find out the trend and then take it from there. Okay, very bullish, guys. So just kind of, let's just zoom out a little bit. Just look at the overall structure, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, bullish. That's the label we're giving this clearly, right? Now we want to kind of address the most significant zone for current price action. That would be this monthly right here at 0.76. Okay, this is definitely the most relevant, significant zone. We've bounced off this a couple times. This is kind of the zone that's going to make or break, what we do next. Or it's going to decide what we do next, right? It's either going to bounce or it's going to break. And if it does break, that's a massive transition, could play into a larger move. So yeah, this zone has definitely got a lot of weight to it this weekly. But as long as we're above that, we're very bullish. So now let's go to the 4 hour and see what's going on. Okay, we're kind of ranging in this area a little bit. We fell out of that range back down towards the weekly. But either way, this is just a huge area of consolidation, right? We've seen consolidation here. It ranged even here, a little bit of consolidation, started getting some movement there. Then we fell back into the range, back down, still very much, consolidating. But at this point, it's very straightforward as to what's going to happen next, or rather our choices. So it's either going to continue with this bearish trend on the 4 hour anyway, right? It's going to push up to here, give us a lower high, reject, and then start pushing lower. You could either take a short on that or wait for the break of the weekly and look to enter on a lower high there. That would be the more conservative following this. Might wait for this break and then we're short. That's a huge, why is that so? My Lord. All right, I'm not going to mess with that now. But anyway, you're looking for this lower high to really confirm this move. Anything else would be kind of high risk. Even in here would be okay, but we really want to just confirm this break before we start taking shorts. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm even seeing, if you look a little bit more closely, like it just broke on the 4 hour, that resistance right there. So if anything,
this lower zone.
Yeah, if anything, guys, it's already kind of retested that area. So currently it's really trending upwards. It's gonna most likely push to that 76,500, that 76,700 area right now. So intraday, if you were to go down to the lower time frame, which we're gonna probably just stick, you can go down if you want. We normally just stick to the higher time frames on this one, just overall, like where everything's going. But look at the lower time frame. It's already transitioned, to be bullish right now. So if anything, the opportunity to buy would come at the retest of that black line that Nick just drew. If it retests that area, you could be buying.
Yeah, so that's actually a good example too. So this would be more of an immediate entry for you guys. The scenarios that I kind of drew out are probably going to take a couple days to play out, but for now, this would probably be a setup that could play out. Something like this, a retest of this line, which is what Angela was talking about, right? Catch a nice reversal and then target into this zone, which we just covered on the 4 hour. Very likely that price action will come into the zone, 0.768. In which case, that trade would be completed and we'd reanalyze and come up with the scenarios of either a break or bounce. So that's where these higher time frame scenarios are here. So, right, it's either going to bounce like this or it's going to break, and then we're looking for an entry on a higher low. Okay, so two buying scenarios, one now, lower time frame, and then here once this one plays out.
Right. See, go up to the daily. Go up to the daily time frame. Just want to see something. Daily. Yeah. See, for me, the daily has already, that weekly level that you're at is definitely significant. That's 7,600, and it already formed. Last week was obviously very bullish. It just fired off that level. The daily has already like kind of collapsed. Yeah, as you go up, it becomes.
Yeah, well, this is right here. This is this is definitely daily bearish, and then this is a complete weekly zone. That's why.
But look how it came off of that level. Like that level held.
Yeah, 100%. And like here's, if we jump up two guys, what's the weekly level, or what's the weekly higher low here, right? Essentially, It's this, right? We broke through, then we came down and tested, and now we're testing again. So this is the level right here, guys. If this breaks, this thing's gonna bomb. But if it does hold, that's why I'm not trying to that's why I'm just kind of highlighting a conservative trade on the 4-hour, waiting for it to play out. Because again, like here is a good buy actually into this, but I'm not going to take a buy here expecting it to shoot up to here, guys, because it's not confirming that on the higher time frames, right? If I see a 4-hour transition, that's my first step into then, playing it into this monthly push. I mean, into this daily push. Right?
Go back to the 1 hour. Just remember, so guys, we're not gonna enter at a high. So as this thing pulls back right now into the 72,600 area, if we were to be like if we wanted to take a buy, that's when we would buy down there. When it pulls back to 72,600, any sort of wick, on the 1 hour, if you wanted to go all the way down to a lower time frame, that's when we would be trying to buy at that area. You don't buy right now, you know what I mean? Like, look how it's forming, wait for it to pull back and wait for some rejection and then buy at the higher low.
Even this is nice. This is a little pattern right here. Oops. So this is actually really good. This is really good. So if this starts, again, if this falls out here, falls out of this little bit of this pattern or whatever this is here, right? If it falls out of that, get some rejection, nice reversal, that could be a great buy. Yep. And it would look like this. About 50. Want to keep it as close to 2 to 1 as possible. Just about there. Give yourself the room. Don't choke the trade. That would be it. Okay. Nice short-term trade. And then then you'd reanalyze in this scenario. Wait for price action to show us something here at 0.768. All right. That's AU. Looking pretty good. All right. AJ is going to be pretty similar. Just a little bit more volume, a little more dramatic in these movements. But let's go to the daily first. Overall, very, very bullish, right? Kind of maintain this very steady trend. Increased volume up here. We are getting some wicks, but the volume is maintaining. So overall bullish. Let's go to the 4-hour now. Okay, so this is a bit of we're seeing price action kind of dance in this area, right? It's, this is clearly an area of resistance up here close to 8.5, and then support obviously at 82.2. So we've seen it bounce from both areas a couple times. So this thing obviously has some room to travel here, but where would be, the conservative entries? Obviously, we're not going to buy right now. Pretty much in line with what Angela was pointing out on AU, we're seeing here too. You could see a lower time frame buy off 83.3 if it pulls back. Let's drop to the 1 hour and 30 minute real quick just to show you. So very similar to like what we just saw in AU. Nice pullback, entry on a higher low right here. Target key resistance, and then reanalyze once that trade plays out. So that would be nice. I'll highlight this for the long position as well. Okay, a little bit more volume. You can see this is 60 pips opposed to 50 on AU. Stop loss is going to be a little bit wider as well. So 30 for 60, not bad. Not bad at all. Could probably even bring that a little bit closer depending on how that higher low forms. So that would be your more intraday, short-term trade that's coming up sooner than these other trades, which are more based on the 4 hours, you can see. And this would be a nice conservative entry if we saw that break of 84.15, a higher low above, entering on some strong bullish confirmations. And then we're targeting prior highs, 0%, negative 27 pip level, and potentially higher. So this would be really, really clean if this happened. We'll see almost 200 pips. And then your stop loss would be around probably about 50, 60, a little bit more. So very good risk reward there, almost 4 to 1, or pretty much 4 to 1. So we're waiting for that to play out. We'll see. But what would need to happen for us to consider AJ bearish or to find some short opportunities? And that would happen if we saw a transition again of 83.3. So that would mean a break below, retest, confirm lower high, strong bearish setups, enter on, and then we're going to target key support at 82.2. This is what that would look like. Okay. So they're about 75 pips. If this stop loss, actually it's a little bit low. Okay.
Yeah, because guys, look at he's got it pulling back to that 83,300 level. You could see below there how it's already transitioned. The 200-day moving average is down there around 83. So it broke that resistance there, and then that's why now it's like if we get a higher low, just continue with that 4-hour bullish trend and
Exactly. This
continue
thing
to
could,
buy to go higher.
yep. Yeah, this is shaping up pretty nice. This could be a pretty significant trade here, guys, whichever way it plays out. But yeah, this is that clear break. And yeah, as long as we're above this weekly, we're looking bullish. So that's AJ. Let's go ahead and move on to UJ. Reset the chart. We're going to jump up to the daily.
Damn, this
All
thing's
right.
looking shitty.
Yeah, it's actually, this one's actually pretty difficult. Obviously, guys, very influenced by DXY, right? Bullish as hell. Let's just do a quick comparison. Okay, DXY bullish here. You can see how much more dramatic it is on UJ actually. Very, very exaggerated in comparison, but definitely fueled by that. So UJ is bullish as hell, obviously on the daily. We're breaking resistance after resistance, 105.45, then 107. Now we're all the way up here at 109.5 area, which also is a major resisting trend line here on the weekly. Let me show you. Now, again, guys, all right, so trend line can act as resistance or support. We're not going to live or die by them. I definitely favor support and resistance over trend lines, but this is definitely a good guide showing you the overall trend here, and that clearly, if this breaks, you know, there's a lot of bullish momentum present that could potentially shake the trend. So let's go down to the daily now. We've made ourselves aware of all the big points here, all the major levels, trend lines, and the overall trend itself, which is bullish again. So now let's go to the 4-hour, see what lower time frame is showing us, and then see if we can come up with some good trade scenarios here. Okay, very bullish, guys. We know we're not going to buy at a high. So ideally, we want to wait for a pullback, right? We want to see structure form. We want to see a fib level hit. And, you know, that could happen now. You know, it could shoot back down, see 38.2 hit, form structure close to the, 200 EMA, and then a reversal from that. That's possible. This also could continue to rally, form the real 0%, and then pull back. Maybe something like this. Maybe the real 0% is going to be up here, and then 38.2 gets moved a bit. Whichever way it forms, we're waiting for structure, right? To conservatively enter into a good position here, because you're going to get bit. If you're just trying to buy into this on a quick retest or something, you're probably going to get bit. It's due for a pullback, guys. It needs to be corrected. So this ideally is this scenario, waiting for a pullback, some consolidations, some sort of reversal, and then we'll be in. But, what needs to happen for us to enter short? You could catch a nice short opportunity here if you did get a lower high below this. Okay. This wouldn't be a terrible trade. It just really needs to show this confirmation. So there really needs to be a huge transition in lower high with pretty strong bearish momentum to then enter on. We target 107 and then look for the same thing, right? A transition down there. And that would be way more significant. That's the major zone. And let's just look at the daily for a second to show you guys how big of a zone this is, right? So 107, the weekly. Clearly, if price action transitions through that, we'll be looking to target towards major support 105.45, 104.5, and so on. Okay, so that's UJ. That's UJ. Just got to wait and see how this plays out. All right, actually, let's see what's left. EJ and gold.
The almighty.
Actually, can I, I'm going to wrap up with these real quick. I gotta, hold on one second.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share up, guys. Let me see real quick. All right, so obviously UJ not really looking for much this week. There's not really even a setup there. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to recap with the dollar index again. And just to reiterate, guys, we're not actually trading the dollar index. All we're using this for is to see what the direction is of the dollar. This is a good confirmation if you guys aren't already looking at this for your trade. So like Nick went over, the dollar index is certainly very bullish, as we can see here. on the weekly time frame, or we could start all the way up on the monthly time frame. Couple things I got going on. I've got my monthly level up here, my weekly level right here, my monthly level down here. We obviously have already broken above this level, so we're pushing higher. The next resistance level on this time frame is all the way up at this level near this monthly. So again, it's kind of just one look. Last week, how did we form? I was expecting some sort of reversal from this level. Obviously, last week in the beginning broke extremely bullish and started to run. So the dollar gained a ton of strength. At this point now, we are retesting a resistance level right here. I'm just going to push this over. So this is definitely a resistance level, and that's based on this. Hold on, let me change the color of this. Boom. All right, so that's based on this support that was found right here, this resistance that was found right here, as we could see, 92 or 93 right here. So we're kind of rejecting that area. Coming down to the daily, we can see last week, the end of the week, did form a spinning top. That is a reversal type candle right there. So we did form that spinning top candle, and there is some room to push down. We're at this high point, this is the previous higher high at this level. So we could have room to push down and still be pretty bullish on the dollar. So let's keep that in mind. Coming down to the 4 hour, again, just looking here, we're struggling right around the top here. Whether we do push down or not, this is going to be the level that we pull back to. Because remember, we marked that on the daily time frame. So the dollar is bullish, but it's looking like the beginning of the week, this thing could pull back. Now, the reason why I cover this before I kind of take a look at all these other pairs is we're trading all the major pairs here. These are all against the dollar. So with it in mind that we're expecting potentially a dollar pullback, what does that mean now for USEF, for EU, for GU, for NU, for UCAD, for gold? What does that mean for all these pairs? So let's start off on the weekly. On this time frame, this looks eerily similar to DXY. Just look at the weekly time frame. They're like mirror images right now of what's going on. So keep that in mind as well. Weekly is obviously bullish, pushed higher. Now we're all the way at a high. Coming down to the daily, we had we were pushing in a downtrend right here, formed this lower high area, pushed up, retested that lower high. Then we had the break, retest of support, pushed up. Now we had this first higher low, triple bottom here, 1, 2, 3, pushed up. Now we just broke this high. So when am I trying to take my next trade? We need a retest. We need a retest to this area. Remember, guys, no retest, no entry. That's the rule of thumb here. No retest, no entry. So just broke this high point. Now we need the pullback. This would line up perfectly with our two levels. So I'm going to come down to the 4 hour now. Now, 4 hour, what are we looking at here? We were pushing down, we broke support, retested as resistance, pushed down, retested support, pushed up, retested resistance, and we were in this range. Now we just broke out. Boom, broke to the upside. So what are we doing now? We are looking for the retest. So first level to retest from is 38.2 area. This is that previous high point, 38.2. Those are two confirmations there. Third confirmation would be any sort of reversal, some sort of wick, bullish engulfing, any sort of variation at this level. Then I'd look for a long opportunity. Below there, if it price does make it down to the 61.8 area, then we're going to look for other reversals. So 61.8, we've got this weekly level. This was all of that support. If this level does get tested, this would be a great area again to start to buy from. More immediately, people might be saying, I want to take a trade now, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm waiting until we get to that higher low area, at least here. That way I can get in on a good trade. But, if you wanted to look at this more closely and say, I want to short now, whatever, I'm going to, tell you why at this point I'm not going to short. If we were marking down structure, just trying to be, very transparent with it. We hit this high. Obviously, we started to consolidate all in this area. Then we just pushed up. We had that pullback, pushed up. We had this pullback, pushed up. Now we did just break the resistance right there. We broke the resistance right here. And remember, this is the prototypical, shift from an uptrend to a downtrend. Break of support, retest. This is really where we would be trying to sell. So if I were to get into a sell opportunity, and I'm not too big on selling this at the moment, based on the higher time frame. But this right here really would be the trade idea. We had the break of support, thing pulled back. We're testing the resistance. It's a couple candles giving us some conviction, slowing up at this level. I'd simply throw stops above this high. And then remember, we're either targeting first this level or ultimately this level down here. So this would be a little trade idea on the 30-minute time frame if you're trying to have a more intraday, like immediate entry. Again, based on the higher time frame. Let me just go ahead, push this down, take this off. Based on the higher time frame, we really want price to get to this level. Then we'll look for those reversals and continue buying, because then we're not counter trend trading. This is a counter trend trade. You know, ultimately price could really at any of these points could jump higher, you know, so that's why I'm not 100% on this trade right here. But at the same time, you know, we just broke support. We're retesting as resistance. If we're trying to keep it simple, that is what we look for. So USEF, again, we're looking for the pullback and getting in long. So let's go now to, and that also, think about it, that lines up. It's the same as DXY. We're waiting for that pullback. If it finds support here, it's going to be eerily similar to USEF. So let's look at EU next. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. On the weekly, we really only have to look at one thing here. We pushed up to this high point, broke support, retested as resistance, broke support right here, boom, never even retested this level. Then we formed a little level support here, pushed down. So now at this point, we're clearly trending downward on the weekly. The next level of support is down here at 11600 area. We just broke below this level as well. This is a resistance level. So again, just very bearish on this time frame. Coming down to the daily, we can map this out again. We were in an uptrend, pushed all the way up to this high point. Then we had this minor support level break, this level break right here, boom, pushed down, pushed up, tested as resistance, pushed down, pushed up, tested this level, a little bit of a fake out, but this long wick followed by this bearish candle concluded that this was still a downtrend. Then we broke this level right here, pushed back, retested as resistance with that double top, and then now we're back at this low. So, you know, what do we do now? I'm going to personally continue to go down to the 4 hour. 4 hours where I'm really seeing things a lot more clearly. So 4 hour time frame, push to this low, lower high, push to this low, lower high, pushed, actually formed a little bit of a higher low here. Then we double topped, broke the higher low. That was last week. Retested this, came up, pushed down. So at this point now, what we're looking at on EU is really just this. We're looking for the pullback in this area, in this 38.2, this 50% area. And again, when we go back to the daily, we can see that's our resistance level there. So that'd be a great area to trade off from. The same way when we were down here, if you guys have been on the sessions watching a couple weeks ago, it was really the same thing. We were at this low. I said, looking for the retest of that. That's literally where we're at again. We're in the same exact area as before. So you know, nothing crazy here, you know, nothing different. We're just waiting on the same thing. And as I come to the 4 hour, you know, what's going on this time frame? 4 hour time frame, let's just look at it more closely. We had some support here. Let me take this off. Boom. So we had some support made here, broke lower, retested. Support made here, broke lower, retested. Support made here, broke lower. And then what's going on now? We had resistance, broke, retested, broke. You know, now we're retesting this support level. So if this holds, we might be able to actually take advantage of some short-term buys as we're waiting for the real sell. So coming to the 30-minute, we can see here, let's go to the 1 hour first. So on the 1 hour time frame, we could see right down here, we had this resistance, price broke, came back, tested a support, pushed up, tested a support, pushed up. You know, now we formed this little level, this broke. This actually broke some structure right here. So when would I start to, that's interesting. When would I start to sell this? Ideally, because it's so low right now, I don't want to do anything until it breaks below this. This is more significant than like what's going on right here. Now, why wouldn't I start selling there? Because there's no level. There's no level here. The level is up here. If it was rejecting up here, then I'd have a better case for selling. But at this point, we're just in no man's land. There's really nothing we can do. So again, guys, two scenarios here. Either we're going to find longs into this high, or realistically, or we're going to break this support level, look for the retest, enter in that area. That's where I find value. There's no value right now. There's no value in this area for me to short from. So that's EU. And again, this kind of goes with the DXY idea. You know, DXY pullback. If DXY starts to pull back to test that support, EU is going to pump. EU is going to push up. Who's this? EU is going to push up, and then once it pushes up, that's when USD will most likely find support and then pushes down. So again, guys, just using the tools we have as confirmation here, trying to be flexible. Let's go to GU next. So on the weekly time frame, and if you've been hopping on the sessions, we've obviously been covering this pretty closely. We hit this monthly level up here, this 140,500 level. Obviously rejected it really hard, long wick, pushed down, found some support right here. Then we broke this level last week, but there's a long ass wick. So this time frame is not telling me much right now. I need to go down to a lower time frame, daily. And then on the daily, we can clearly see price broke support, came up, retest as resistance, broke support, broke support. Now we're coming up to retest as resistance again. So I'm going to continue to look for sells on GU. We need it to come up a little bit higher though, down to the 4-hour. Again, if I were to fib this, I'd fib from this high to this low. You know, right now we're testing 38.2, which is great. You know, this is obviously a good reversal level, but I want price to come up higher. Ideally, I want price to come up to this area, this 50% area. That has more value there. It's more of a level, in my opinion. So that's where I want price to come up to. If price starts to collapse from here, you know, so be it. So be it. I'm going to be a little bit more patient on this, but just look at how I'm mapping out structure. We had this push down, lower high right here, push down, retest the lower high, push down, retest the lower high again, made a little bit of a lower high. Then we just broke support. Now we're at this low, pulling back. So this would be a great trade to get in from. We just need to make sure we're getting it at the level where it actually finds some resistance. So that's GU, kind of going along with this theme where I want DXY to pull back so this pushes higher, and then find support where this thing will push lower on that next upward leg, you know, on DXY. Because right now we're just at the top here. So if this thing does manage to pull back to this area and find some support, you know, that would be kind of ideal. So that was GU. Let's go over to NU next, looking fairly similar. We had this high point, long ass wick off the 7,300 area. And then now we've just been literally collapsing. Look at the next level. It's the monthly down here at 68,200. So we're looking for price to find this level again. But again, weekly is just one look. So clearly kind of bearish on that time frame. Daily time frame, very bearish. You know, broke support, retested as resistance 2 times, broke support. Now we're looking for that retest again. We have this level, 7,500, and then we have this level around 71,200. This would be the best value area to trade out of. This is also not a bad area. We've got 38.2, the weekly, so multiple confirmations there. Coming down to the 4-hour, pretty much the same thing, you know, very bearish right here. You can see this with your own very 2 eyes, pushes down. Now this is the next area, either here or here. That's the next area we're looking to get in on. As you could see on this time frame, the 4-hour, you know, if you wanted to start to take, and these types of trades, guys, like if I was, let's see. So pretty much if I was trying to make a move right now, what I would be looking at is, okay, price push down. We just formed some resistance there. We just broke the resistance on the 4-hour time frame. Let me hit the 1 hour. You know, what's going on this time frame? So 1 hour time frame, we had the push down, a little bit of a pull back, push down. Now we're pulling above this level. So what I would do is this move, the 4 hour move, the daily move, where this is a nice level for that continuation, I'd risk 1%. On these moves, on this trading against the trend move, I would risk 0.5% or 0.25% or $200 or $100. You know what I mean? Um, like, say we were to get in right now, put stops right in this level right here. And then obviously we're targeting here. Next we'd be targeting there. Those are our two targets for the bigger move. Obviously, the risk reward is there. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And remember, we're trying to enter on the higher lows. So as this is dumping down, if this starts to wick, starts to see rejection at this area, this is the higher low. You don't want to enter up here. You don't want to enter after all like this. Like, you don't want to enter at the high. You want to enter at the low. So if this starts to form resistance right there, that's when we'll start to try to enter this. Now, some may say, oh, what if it finds resistance here, just pushes down, then we're not in the trade, because I was expecting it to come all the way up there. Obviously there's many ways to tackle the situation that we're in. I just personally want to wait for an area that has more value. That would be this area all the way up here. Because remember, on the daily, look how extended we are. We just formed a bullish engulfing. You know what I mean? So I at least want it to come up, to this area, to this area. We need some sort of resistance. Right now, it's just in no man's land, as I say. So that's NU. Let's go over now to UCAD. This was a freaking trade last week that's just been fucking around right now at this level. As we can see on the weekly time frame, I mapped this one out for you guys. This thing's been in a downtrend, forever. Broke support here, pushed down, tested as resistance right there, pushed back up, that double top, pushed down, broke support, and then we never retested this level. This level never got retested, so this level does need to get retested. It will eventually, but for now, this support here was broken, pushed lower, retest as resistance, another support level broken, retest as resistance, support broken. This is clearly where we're at right now. Now we're at the next potential area where we could see reversal at. Coming down to the daily, again, just want to map this out for you guys. Let me take this off. Take this off. So coming down to the daily time frame, again, we're clearly in a downtrend. Made this low, pushed up, pushed down, started to form some support, started to consolidate a bit, a little bit of a fake out here where we broke the resistance. But then, this level of support was holding, broke, pushed down, came up to retest, pushed down, retest, broke support, pushed up. So now we're clearly in a downtrend. Now we're forming a consolidation area, this little block. So pretty much our trade, our idea is going to come based off of what happens out of this block. If this pushes higher, we'll start to buy. If this thing breaks lower, we'll start to sell. It's really simple. We want to avoid at the moment just trying to get fucked around inside of that box, inside of the zone right now. I marked this down on the 4 hour. I'm trying to just have like a very uh, external view on kind of what's going on right now, like not zooming in too close on the charts. And as we can see, we pushed to this low. We're in this pullback all the way to this high. We had this like little minor pullback. Basically, guys, if price, based on what price does right now at this level, that's what I'm going to look to take my trade on. Price is opening very bullish. It's about to close in 12 minutes. Extremely bullish. Let me come down here. So clearly, this thing on the lower time frame just pushed up around 200 or 27 pips, 270 points. So again, my decision on this pair is going to come on the breakout. So if this thing heads higher, we have this long wick. We haven't even filled this yet. If this thing breaks up higher, I'll start to buy it up. If this thing starts to collapse, I'll start to sell. It's very simple. Until then, I won't do anything because at the end of the day, I really don't need to. Next one, I'm going to do gold. This is the freaking pair of all pairs for the past week or so, everyone's trying to short gold. Gold's fucking everyone up. Weekly time frame, we can clearly see here that price broke support, pushed lower, retest as resistance right there, made a support level here, broke, retested, broke. Ideally we need to retest this level, this 1780 level. As you can see right here, we pushed a little bit higher. Let's go down to the daily, start to evaluate this a little bit more. Daily time frame, clearly in a downtrend, support, resistance, broke support, resistance, broke support. So gold loves to retest these levels. It's retested really well down to the daily. Let's not get too caught up. It's clearly still in a downtrend. We came up to the resistance level, tested it, all these candles, rejecting it, pushed lower. Now we're fucking around in this area. What are we supposed to do with our good old friend gold? So coming down to the 4 hour, this is kind of what I'm seeing. 4 hour time frame, push down to this low, pulled back, push down to this low, pulled back, push down, broke resistance, tested as support, push to a new high. Now we form this level of support here. So we've been hitting this level so many times. We've been hitting this level not once, not one time, two times, three times, four times. And look how last week ended. Large bullish candle to the upside. So I'm trying to have a very just not zooming in too much. What I see here is this little flag forming. Flags are obviously bullish patterns. If this thing manages to break higher, we are going to start to buy it right away. Um, if this thing does break the random line, this blue level, we are going to start selling this thing as soon as possible. This would be a big sell off. This is ideally what I want to happen. The sell. The sell is really what I'm looking for on gold. This would be great. It's a continuation of these lower highs that are forming right here. So we'll see. Right now it's at this high point. I know people are trying to sell now, trying to buy now. I'm going to wait on the 4 hour to develop a little bit more. And that's why Sundays, normally I'm not taking too many trades unless I'm staying up until like 12 a.m. Then the market has moved a little bit and I'll start to line up some positions. So just an overview, on everything, guys. We're waiting for things to come to areas that we can actually enter at. Look at Youssef pushing up a little bit. So once these 4 hour levels get met, I'll start to post in the actual signal room, that I'm getting ready for the potential trades. For now, I'm just going to give it some time to kind of move a little bit. And yeah, so updates will come. So I went over again all the majors: gold, UCAD, NU, GU, EU, USEF. I actually have one more for you guys. I've got GJ. Let's take a look at this. The mother of all pairs. So GJ has been very bullish, as you can see. Very bullish. Last week or 2 weeks ago, bearish. Last week, bullish. Last week, very bullish. I know I got all these lines on here. Let's just go down to the daily time frame. We pushed up, formed resistance, broke, retested, pushed up, formed some support here. We actually broke the support. But overall, coming down to the 4 hour, what am I looking at on this one? 4 hour time frame, just going with structure. Push to this high, made this higher low. Push to this high, made this higher low. Pushed up, retested, and then we just broke the resistance. Now we're pushing back. So I'm looking to sell. I'm actually looking to sell GU in this area. I don't want to buy until we get past this high point. Because if we look back on the daily, this is no area to buy in right now. This is no area to buy in. I'm trying to wait for the high to break. If this thing goes bullish, literally 150 pips, we will look for the retest of that resistance now turn support, and we will start to buy. So I am trying to sell GU. I don't know how aggressive I'm going to be with it. If I am going to be selling it now, realistically, because I've got it retesting some fib levels, retesting some resistance. When would I try to start selling this? I'd keep it very simple on the 30-minute. I'd look for this, break of this, candle closes, following candle closes, and then I would look for the retest. of that liquidity level. And then that's when I would sell. This is what the trade would look like. I'd have stops here. I'd have targets down there. So we at least get 2 to 1. And remember, this is a 4-hour move. So the target would become here next, and even lower. So we would try to swing that realistically. But this would be the short-term trade break of this level. So this is falling lower now. So I'd have to wait no matter what for 2 more candles to form on this. So I don't even have to look at this for another hour. I just need to see how that closes and the following candle. So that's GJ. This is my watch list again for the week. And I'll update you guys inside of the signals chat when I'm ready to take some trades. So I don't know if you had any trades left that you wanted to go over. Let's see. EJ. Yeah, so I'm going to pass it back over to Nick. He's going to cover EJ real quick. There you go. Oh, wait, I got to unmute you.
There we go. EJ. Okay. All right, so let's just go over EJ. This actually looks a lot like your GJ trade. Let's have a second. Overall, very bullish on the daily, guys. Key level was this monthly that we kind of danced around, consolidated at for a while, then finally broke. We've been in a very strong bullish trend until we reached our high around 130, 130.5. Reverse from there, we started showing a lot of bearish engulfings, but still very much bullish. Okay, so let's go to the 4-hour, see what we could spot on this time frame. So it is looking a little bit more bearish right here. We can see we moved through support here, a support again. We are coming back a little bit. We did break this resistance, 128.85. So we really got to see how it plays out at this point. Is it going to break 129.4, reverse from there, start heading lower again, continuing with this 4-hour trend, right? Lower low would be the next step here. Or is it going to, break through this level at 129.4, start giving us some higher lows and rallying and changing direction here. So, I mean, we really got to wait on this one. I mean, you said also on GJ, it looks similar like this, and got to wait for a few more things before we could short. It actually is a very similar scenario here. Pretty much the same area of consolidation you highlighted, right? So you wouldn't take the short just yet. You'd wait for a level to be retested. See if this is a good level here. So something like this. Then we're targeting lower. All right, so that's EJ. Not bad. And then you covered gold. The only difference here, everything pretty much lined up exactly. I just had consolidation instead of a flag, but also favoring a break lower with a lower high, and then we're targeting down towards our monthly at 1675. So that's definitely the next target, but overall super bearish on gold. If it does break out, we want to see across the 200 EMA, give us a higher low above this 1762.5 handle, right? That would be a clean transition. Break of this trend, transition through resistance, turn support, higher low, all the confirmations would then be there, and then we'll target 1800. All right, so that's all the analysis for today, guys. Quite a bit. You could always check back in the Discord for them throughout the week. You can always play them forward. You click any single one of these and hit this little play button, a couple of days from now, this will obviously progress and you'll see how the trades played out. So all of that is available in the analysis section for free in Discord. All right.
You were cutting out a little bit, but yeah, it is available in Discord. I'm gonna pull it up real quick because every week we just post our analysis in here. Like Nick said, you can come back, just play everything forward. And again, this analysis is for the higher time frame. So we are waiting ultimately for the higher time frame moves to happen. You can start to scale down, look at the lower time frames, and take more intraday moves with this. Let's see. The Discord link expired when I clicked it. I don't know what link you're referring to, but yeah, if you want to get in on the Discord, you can just come into the Telegram, wherever it is. I don't even know where I have it, where it is. So to wrap up the call, guys, I'm just going to do, and I do like this GU short. right now. I'm going to put this one out after the call when I see when this closes, when I get a little bit of a retest right here. I'm actually going to put this out because like we went over earlier, guys, either we're going to come up to this level short from here or price is going to find the resistance here. It's looking good right now. So I'll update you guys on this. Other than that, we'll have our next call on Wednesday. Let's see the one in Telegram. I'll go ahead and check out that link. We did say earlier that I was going to do a little announcement. We're going to do a sale right now on both the course and on the one-on-ones. The one-on-ones are new. So we're going to do a 4-day course and a 3-hour session. People have been asking for this. The 4-day course, the price is $2,499. It's going to be discounted to $999. Included in it is the membership. So you will get that, and you'll be able to get obviously the full 4-day course. If you go inside of the Telegram, I don't know where my freaking Telegram is. Oh, here it is. If you go inside of the Telegram, I'm going to post in here. I'm going to update this message with the link. There's like a bot for the one-on-ones too. So I'll post that. I'll post everything in here after the call so you guys can see more information on that. Let me just pull this up real quick. And then the course, we do it, once every month, 40% off. So it's $299. It's only for 10 spots. The reason why we do that is because everyone schedules calls, one-on-ones, and we're not really as available to talk with more people than 10 people if they sign up because it takes a lot of time. So we're going to do for 10 spots, 40% off, $299. And again, all the information is going to be posted inside of the Telegram. And that's pretty much it, guys. So the next call, again, will be on Wednesday at 9 a.m. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Obviously, new week this week, let's take it one day at a time, as they say, one trade at a time, and don't try to get into force any positions or anything like that. You know what I mean? Be patient with the analysis, and you guys will, become more successful.
Absolutely. Yeah. So guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and then hit the ground running. Let's get it this week.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace, guys.
Yes, sir.